Good morning, students. Last week we finished off with the letdown of milk, and we decided that next time in the next presentation we will start with the milk and its composition. So today we start with the milk and its composition. So as I told you last time, that in the dairy it is the milk that is the most important component, most important product, which is the basis of dairy industry. So the milk is an opaque white liquid produced by the mammary glands of female mammals, and milk is defined as the whole, fresh, clean lacteal secretion, which is obtained by complete milking of one or more healthy milch animals. This excludes the milk that is obtained or that can be obtained within 15 days before or 5 days after calving, or such periods as may be necessary to render the milk practically colostrum free and containing the minimum prescribed percentage of milk fat and milk solids, not fat. So precisely this means that the milk which is secreted immediately after parturition, that is known as colostrum, which also we will talk about in our subsequent lectures. So that is not considered as the milk. So milk is when it is colostrum free, one, and that would mean that at least 5 days after the calving has started, and secondly that it should also contain the minimum prescribed percentage of milk fat and the milk solids. So that will be the milk. So as such, we define milk as a whole, fresh, clean lacteal secretion, which is obtained by complete milking of one or more healthy milch animals. The female ability to produce milk is one of the defining characters of the mammals. Milk provides the primary source of nutrition for newborns before they are able to digest any other type of food. Then, secondly, the early lactation milk, which is known as colostrum, and it carries the mother's antibodies to the newborn. And the third character is that it can reduce the risk of many diseases in the baby, as it contains significant amounts of saturated fat, protein, and calcium. Milk is an important food throughout the life cycle, especially in the diet of the infants, children, pregnant and lactating women, and the elderly. The importance of the milk is in providing calcium throughout the life to promote the bone density and to prevent or delay the osteoporosis, which can occur as the age increases. The nutritionally, milk has been defined as the most perfect or nearly perfect food. Most nearly perfect food. Then coming to the various constituents of the milk, the first component, which is the major component, that is water. Water is the medium to dissolved or suspended other milk constituents. It may be free and in bound state. Then milk always is isoosmotic with blood plasma. The major cations that are carried in the water and in the milk, that includes potassium, sodium, calcium, and magnesium. And the anions which are carried, that includes chloride, inorganic phosphate, and citrate, also by sugar phosphates. Then phosphates could be also available as nucleotide phosphates. Then there could be carbonates, then silyl oligosaccharides, proteins, and other minor anions. So what I want to say in this slide is that, as we discussed right at the start, that milk is a emulsion in which the various components like fats, solid not fats, they are suspended in water. So water is the major component. It is a major, you can say, part in which the or the medium in which there are the other constituents of milk like fats, solid not fats, and all other components which are either dissolved or they are suspended. Then coming to the milk fat exists in form of small globules with average approximately 2 to 5 micron in size. And milk is basically an oil and water type of emulsion. Milk fat is composed of a complex mixture of lipids, triglycerides, which are the major lipids, and fatty acids, which could be saturated or unsaturated. Both type are there. The saturated fatty acids, they are stable. The unsaturated fatty acids, they play an important role in physiochemical properties of the milk fat. So in this slide, in the picture, we can see that the fat cells, they are similar to the body adipose cells, the broad sheaths of dense connective tissue which are stained in this course through the lobules of adipocytes. Another point which is important here that I'd like to discuss with you is and flag it, and that is that in India and in Southeast Asia, the quality of the milk and the price of the milk, that is determined on the basis of percent milk fat per liter. While in European Union, USA, UK, Canada, it is the somatic cell count which determines the quality of the milk. A lower the somatic cell count, the better is the quality of the milk and the better price it fetches, because lower somatic cell count of milk also means that the quality of the milk for various processing and storage is much better. So this is the difference between Southeast Asia and the Western world as far as the quality and pricing of the milk is concerned. Then other component apart from the water and the fat is the milk proteins which are in the milk. Most complex of organic substances, they are the milk proteins, and these proteins, they are composed of a large number of amino acids, some essential and other non-essential ones. The proteins of the milk, they consist mainly of casein, beta lactalbumin, and alpha lactoglobulin. The proteins, they constitute 50% or more of the dry weight of the cell, and they include the transport of substrates into the memory cells, which occur by protein molecules associated with the cell plasma membrane, and also the transcription factors in the nucleus and translation factors in the cytoplasm, which are proteins. So this is the diagram of casein micelle and casein submicelle that is there in the milk. Then another important component in the milk, that is the milk sugar, that is known as lactose. Lactose is the major carbohydrate in the milk, and it is present in the milk of most of the mammals. Lactose is a disaccharide which is composed of two monosaccharides, that is D-glucose and D-galactose. Some marsupials have an alternative sugar other than lactose, and those sugars are generally trisaccharides of glucose and galactose. Marsupials, I hope you understand, these are those animals which have a pouch in their inguinal region, and kangaroo is the most common example of marsupials, and they carry their young ones in the sac they have in the inguinal region. Lactose is a readily digestible source of glucose, or you can say energy, for the neonates, and it is digested by lactase enzyme in the neonates, and is the major osmole of the milk. That is the primary component that draws water into the gland. Then there are minerals in the milk, and two main minerals which are there in the milk, and that includes calcium and phosphorus, which are major minerals which are found in the milk, and they are required in large quantities by the rapidly growing neonates for their bone growth and for the development of the soft tissues. Calcium and phosphorus mostly are associated with the casein micelle structure. The milk also contains most other minerals found in the body, such as zinc, magnesium, iron, copper, molybdenum, and manganese, which are required by the enzymes as their cofactors. Minerals contribute to the buffering capacity of the milk, the maintenance of the milk pH, the ionic strength of the milk, and the osmotic pressure of the milk. So these are the functions that the minerals perform, and the main minerals which are there, that includes calcium, phosphorus, zinc, magnesium, iron, copper, manganese, and molybdenum. Then coming to the mineral constituents in per 100 ml of milk. So it is in milligrams. Calcium is 123 milligram per 100 ml. Phosphorus is 95 milligram per 100 ml. Magnesium is 12 milligram per 100 ml. And potassium 141 milligram. Sodium 58 milligram. Chlorine or chloride, that is 119 milligram percent, sulfur 30, and citric acid 160 milligram percent. Then comes the vitamins. So we will talk about the vitamins in our next lecture. So for today, we will end up this lecture with the um, facts that we have gained today, that is the milk, its definition, and the various components that it has. Thank you very much, all of you.